Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and I'm Shruti Bhatia, and first of all in this video I'm going to thank you all for liking my video in which I shared my experience of being a physiotherapist. And in this video I'll be telling you the strategy that I used to study anatomy in the first year. So before starting with that, I received a lot of comments in which a lot of students asked me that how did I manage to study, to make a full long video in which I should tell them the strategy of scoring good marks in the first year. So I will make long videos on both the topics, but for now I'm making this video in which I'll be sharing about my strategy that I used as first year student in physiotherapy for specifically for studying anatomy. So when anatomy was started in the class, um, it was so much confusing. It was very difficult to study. It is really a very hard subject to study. Okay, we can study it and we can remember it for around 1 week or 1 month, but after that we need to revise it. We will forget it. Okay, studying and something is called as retention. Both are very difficult things. हम कोई चीज़ पढ़ तो लेते हैं लेकिन उसको याद रखते हैं, कब तक याद रखते हैं? क्या वो हमें एग्जाम्स के टाइम तक याद रहेगी? क्या वो जब हम पेशेंट को ट्रीट कर रहे हैं तब हमें याद रहेगी? वो चीज़ बहुत मैटर करती है. सो एनाटमी एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट है जो बिल्कुल बेसिक फाउंडेशन है एक फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट की. अगर आपकी एनाटमी क्लियर है तो इट विल बी वेरी इजी फॉर यू to diagnose the patient, and treatment is easy. Okay, but the main thing is diagnosis, and that comes when you have the very basic knowledge. So anatomy is a very important and very tough subject. The strategy that I used was that when we used to have the anatomy classes, uh, I used to take all the classes. I never bunked anatomy class. Okay. So when I used to go to class, first of all, I knew that this topic is to be done in the class today. Suppose the first class was of general anatomy. I studied general anatomy a bit before going to the class, before going to the lecture hall. Uh, and when I entered the lecture hall, I had a confidence that I know more than all of these students because I have studied something before this class, um, studied something related to the topic that is to be taught in this class. So it gives me confidence that I am walking in with much more knowledge than all of these students. So when I walked in, the teacher used to ask some basic questions. So I have already revised that, and this gave me much more confidence. So I used to answer the questions, and when the teacher says yes, you are right, it build up my confidence much more. And anatomy classes are sometimes boring, but this thing created interest for me in the anatomy lectures. Okay, so suppose general anatomy is to be done today in the class. I will study for 5 to 10 minutes. I will just take a look at the book, that what all things are there and what all things I already know, what all things I need to focus on, and I used to do that. Okay, so after that, when I go to the lecture hall, I knew much more than anybody else. Okay, then in that class we finish suppose one topic from the general anatomy. Now I studied 10% before class, I studied 20 to 30% in the class, uh, and after that still a lot of the thing is left to study, a lot of theory is left to be studied from that topic. So when I came back home, I used to study the things that are already done in the class, and I used to study it from the book. So the teacher is teaching from her own knowledge. Okay, so suppose the teacher is giving their 100%, but that is not the full 100% of the book. I used to take the suppose 80% from the teacher and the 100% from the book, and I used to combine that so that I get 100% knowledge. and I don't know why I got so much interest in anatomy, but this was my strategy that I used to follow in the first year. Okay, so every day one topic was done. Before the lecture, I used to revise that topic, and after the lecture, I used to again revise the topic, but from the book, from BD Chaurasia. Okay, it is a very good book, and I would recommend you all to also refer Netter book. It is the Atlas of Human Anatomy, and it is a very good book. When we study anatomy, okay, I got to know this thing after my first year was completed. So when we study anatomy, it is something that is to be memorized. Okay, so when we do something by visualizing it, it becomes our long-term memory. Okay, so I used to do this for my biomechanics. I forgot the anatomy. As I told you that we can remember anatomy for a shorter period of time. After that we need to revise it. So by studying biomechanics, what I did, I first used to study the joint, all the muscles surrounding the joint. In anatomy, I studied the muscles bone wise, okay, along according to the origin insertion. But in the second year, when I used to study biomechanics, to revise the anatomy, what I used to do, I used to draw the muscles. Suppose I have to study the muscles of my forearm, so I used to draw all the muscles over my hand. If I have the video, I will show it to you. I used to draw the muscles over my hand, and this helped me a lot to remember, to memorize the muscles. And after that, I don't think that I have ever opened the book to study the muscles again. And it is very, very, very important. If you are studying anatomy, you have to visualize it. If you are going to visualize it, you can remember it for a very long period of time. Okay, um, suppose we are learning bones. Why we can remember bones for a longer period of time? Because we know that this is humerus, this is radius ulna. We have already been taught in such a way. We have studied in such a way. Okay, this is my clavicle, this is my scapula. So what are we doing? We are pointing the bones and then we are recalling the name. So this helps us to learn bones for a longer period of time, to memorize it for a longer period of time. Okay, if we do the same for the muscles, it will be very easy, very, very easy for us to remember it for a longer period of time. So this was my strategy that I used to do um, in first and second year to learn anatomy, and this also helped me to get very good marks. Okay, so this was the basic anatomy, for the basic anatomy for muscular anatomy. Okay, but for the neuroanatomy, you have to learn it. Okay, the neuroanatomy is a lot difficult, but once you learn it, it will be very easy for you. For neuroanatomy, what I used to do, I used to draw the diagram, and then I used to speak it loudly. Like, I used to draw the tracks and then I used to speak it loudly, and I used to understand things, not just doing blah 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 and learning. Not that is not going to work for neuroanatomy. For muscular anatomy, for origin insertions, visualizing is very good. For neuroanatomy, you have to learn it. First of all, you have to understand it and then again learn it. Then again teach it to yourself, teach it to your friends. I used to do this. We were a group of six, and I used to make them all sit and make them all study the anatomy, all the things that I have covered. I used to teach them. So this was my strategy for scoring good marks in anatomy. And if you are also trying to get good marks and you are struggling for that, I have started making videos in visualizing form. Like, you can visualize it. Okay, running behind the origin insertion and remembering it is very difficult, very, very, very difficult as a first year student. So draw it on yourself, visualize it on yourself, touch your hand, touch yourself in such a way that you will be able to remember it in the exam time. You will be able to remember it when the question comes, the origin and insertion. of such muscle. You will be able to memorize it, that okay, for this muscle I used to touch from here to here, so this might be this muscle. Okay, so it is very important. If you are studying anatomy, you have to visualize it and revise it again, because anatomy goes into short term memory, and short term memory becomes long term memory only by visualizing it, only by revising it again and again. So that was my strategy, whole strategy. And if you want to study anatomy in visualizing form, I can draw the muscles on myself and I can show it to you on the YouTube. And but for that I need your support, I need your comments, I need the topics that you want to cover. So I think that's enough for this video. It is already a long video. um, and if you have any sorts of doubts, any sorts of comments or questions, sorry, if you have any sorts of questions or doubts regarding anatomy or any subject related to physiotherapy, you can comment it in the comment section in any of the video. I will definitely reply to you all. You are my very small family, and you are making me motivated, making me feel more confident every day. Every day when I see, oh my god, I got a new subscriber, I make a video every day. So you guys are my motivation. So best of luck for your first year, second year, third year, final year. Best of luck for your life. Luck for your life, and keep watching, keep learning. See you next time.